Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to work on the hips today. So to warm them up, maybe you want to hold on to something for stability, but we're going to do a little bit of hip flossing. And this one, bend your right leg and we're going to move left thigh and hip as you get it. So jumping right in. Got a lot to do in a little bit amount of time. And you're just moving thigh and hip. We're going to get those hips feeling fantastic. Maybe after a long day of sitting, driving, maybe a long hike, or maybe a night of dancing. Good. 2 more. Just making these little crazy eats with your foot essentially because you're moving your thigh and your hip. Good. And then left leg down. Left knee bends and right thigh and hip moves. Good. And you're moving the thigh and the hip and you're noticing this side versus the first side. Is it a little easier to move? Is it a little tougher? 2 more. Deep breath. Good. And right foot comes down. Fabulous. Okay, grab your seat. And once you have your seat, seat yourself on the very edge of the chair. Now as you come to the edge of the chair, we'll start with the right leg. You're going to take ankle over thigh and come into this little half fire log or half pigeon pose. One hand to the foot, the other to the thigh, and you're going to press the hands towards each other, sitting nice and tall. And take a breath here. Just aware of that outer right hip, if it's talking to you at all. Another breath more. And on the next exhalation, if you're not feeling much intensity in that outer hip, pressing the hands into the foot and thigh, lean the chest forward. And now maybe start to feel that outer hip talking. 1 more breath. And on the inhale, slowly come up. You're going to hold the back of your chair or the seat's edge if you can. Right hand to the sole of the right foot. Press that left hand down so you can sit nice and tall. Press foot and hand into each other and twist. And as you twist, think about those right ribs, the back ribs, so to speak, twisting them towards the left. 1 more breath there. On the inhale, slowly unwind, and 1 more time, fold forward. Hopefully finding it's a little bit easier now. On the inhale, sit up, and we'll switch. Left ankle over, right thigh. Hands gently press, and firmly though, press into foot and thigh. And you sit here for 2 deep breaths. Just allowing your hips a chance to get used to this interesting position. And just in case it might have been getting a little boring, we'll spice it up and you lean forward. And don't go to your full extent just yet. Just go to that halfway point where you're in between, not feeling much and feeling a little something. Take a breath. And then lean forward a little bit more. Good. And again, take that time to notice this side versus the first. Maybe this one is a whole bunch easier. There's always the other option too. Might be a little tougher. Good. Inhale to come up. Your right hand is going to hold on to something. It's either going to push into the seat, hold the back edge, left hand to foot. Actively press that right hand down so you can sit tall. Press left hand into foot and press that foot back as you twist. A gentle little twist. Moving left ribs to the right. A deep breath here. And then on the inhale, slowly unwind. Hand to thigh and foot. press into the leg and foot and bow forward. One breath here. And on the inhale, come up and release the left foot down to the ground. Okay, so from this position here, you're going to take your right knee and cross it over the left, a ladylike cross. Now from this ladylike cross, wiggle that left foot forward an inch or two more, and you might be able to lift that right hip and wiggle your right toes behind your right calf. So it's a seated, it's actually your left calf, seated eagle leg position. The legs get all twisted and rights and lefts go out the window. But press your hands actively down into the chair that you're seated on so you can sit tall. And take a breath. And then slowly unwind that leg. Okay, left leg crosses over, ladylike cross. And this might be enough to feel it across the outer thigh and in the outer hip. A little bit deeper, you wiggle right foot forward. You take your left foot and see if you can fit it behind the right calf. Good. Press actively down into the seat so you can sit nice and tall. One more breath. And then exhale, unwind. Unwind the legs. And with the feet just maybe an inch or two behind the knees, lean the chest forward, push down through the heels, squeeze the buns, come all the way up. Fantastic. We're going to move the chair just off to the side and we'll have a little more fun. Okay, a standing fire log. Weight is on the right leg. Now as you have your weight on your right leg, bend your knees, move your bottom back, and see if you can take your left ankle on top of your thigh. As you squeeze the thighs towards each other, you're going to move your inner thighs back and sink into the pose. And if you feel very steady here, bring your hands to Anjali. Good. One more breath. And then push through the standing leg to come up. Last side. Weight on the left leg. You bend your knee. You move your bottom back like you're getting ready to sit down. Right ankle over left thigh. Thighs you squeeze towards each other. Inner thighs move back and you can hold on to the seat's edge if you wish. Otherwise, hands come to Anjali and you stay in this little balanced position of standing fire log. Inhale, push through that standing leg to come up. Okay, final variation. You're going to bend your left leg. So you bend your left leg, take right ankle and thigh over left, eagle legs. Now the trick to eagle legs is really bending the supporting leg so that you can snake the right leg around. And maybe you bring your eagle arms out. One breath. Unwind. And last side. Bend your right leg quite a bit. Left leg snakes around. And maybe you only have your foot against the outer shin. Perfectly wonderful. Maybe as you bend the legs, you can wiggle the foot behind the calf over time. And take a breath. On the inhale, push through the right foot to come up. Wonderful. And that's our hip practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic day. Namaste.